Hey, good morning. This is Greg with Liberty Figs and Apiary. Today is June 7th. It's a Sunday. I'm in Liberty, North Carolina, Zone 8A. I'm a second-year beekeeper. I have 7 hives. I don't know how many I would like to have ultimately. I probably picked a really tough year to expand my apiary because we have gotten so little rain, so there's been so little nectar. So that's been pretty challenging. I have one queenless hive I'm not going to go into that's right next to this one. Has 4 queen cells that should be capped by this week, which means they should probably hatch by next week, but I'm going to leave them alone for a couple more weeks before I go in there. And when I do, I am just going to go in there looking for eggs. All right, so this is the vented hive or the Incredible Hulk hive because this color green is awesome. It's Incredible Hulk awesome. Incredible Hulk green. All right, so let's get into it. All right. Let's get the vent off. Don't know if I'm sold on the vent. I don't know that it's really all that impressive. I think that the solar panel that's on the front of it is pretty weak. A lot of times I come down here, if the sun's not completely and fully on it, it won't be on. It won't be on. So I don't know. I don't know if it helps or not. But all right, so there are a lot of dead bees in this feeder, which I'm not sure how they are getting in there. There must be a gap in that screen or something. So they got in. I don't know why they couldn't get out. But I'll try to fix that if I can. See if I can't figure it out. I'm going to put some more sugar water on them anyway. Okay, so I did put, I think, a considerable size pollen patty on here. Last week, and it looks like they've eaten most of it. And it might be the pollen patty that caused it to be up, and I see a hive beetle on that pollen patty. Come on, show yourself. Show yourself, you coward. Oh, there's larva in there. There is larva. I don't like that. All right, I killed a couple. Oh, there's a couple more. All right. Yeah, there's some larva in there. All right. Goodbye. Okay, so that's the first real evidence of a hive beetle problem. Even though I've seen very few hive beetles this year, I don't know if I'm going to put a. We'll take a look, see what the pollen count looks like in this hive before I decide I'm going to put some back on there. All right, here is. I pretty much added the honey super just 1 week before I added a second box. So I don't know if they're going to move the honey into the top deep or to the top medium. But maybe we'll get our answer. And maybe because that pollen patty was so far from the brood box is why it managed to. All right. Got 2 hive beetles, 20 points for Greg. All right, something tells me we need to be on the lookout for them in this hive. All right, nothing in this. I have this one labeled as a new frame, but they do have it drawn out and they have put some nectar in there. Okay, so they are in this top box. I mean, I see bees, obviously, but they are moving stuff up here. Oh, this frame is heavy. This frame is heavy, heavy, heavy. All right, honey, a lot of nectar. Ooh, okay. Yeah. A little bit of drone brood at the bottom. I'll tell you what, I could harvest that frame. I could absolutely harvest that frame. All right, here's another new frame. That new frame it's filled with nectar and it's got some honey in it. This is great. That side's got a lot of nectar in it. Same It's a little drawn out. They either did something to it or are doing something to it. I'm not sure which. All right, we got some honey. It looks like they're depositing, if I had to guess. All right. So, honestly, this top honey super looks better than I expected it to. I have taken a few frames of brood from this hive already because it was so strong. I donated it to hives that needed it, and I vowed not to take anything more from it, at least for a while. But this hive's doing great. Doing great. Okay, this top box I think only had really 2 or 3 frames drawn out. I think I added these 2 last week. The rest of them were foundation. Now there's no queen excluder in here, so the queen can go wherever she sees fit. Hey, I don't know if I put this in drawn out. I don't think I did, but they're getting it drawn out. Good job, girls. I don't see any eggs in there or anything, but that's okay. I'm gonna try to stay out of from being in front of the camera because I like to do that on this hive, it seems. All right. A hive beetle on the run. Oh, I missed him. Oh, unfortunately, I got a bee too, but I got that hive beetle. Another 10 points for Greg. Stupid hive beetles. God, I hate them. All right. Looks like they're depositing nectar. They all got their heads in a cell depositing. Let me see if this side has any eggs in it. No. No eggs. This frame had, I believe, had brood in it. Pretty heavy. Pretty heavy frame. Yeah, that's a pretty big sheet of brood that will probably have emerged next week. Both sides. Looks like some of it has already started to emerge. And it's backfilled. I see a lot of milk larvae. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's been back to this frame. Awesome. All right, so she's going up and down. Oh yeah, I see larvae. All right, so she's definitely been in the top box. This is the last frame that I had put in there last week. It's drawn out. Whoa! Whoa! Look at that. Wow. Oh, that's filled with milk brood. Filled. Eggs. This would be a good frame to find her on. You in here? There's a drone. Wow, this frame looks fabulous. All right, maybe she's moved it back down, but she wasn't on here too long ago because there are eggs and larvae all over this thing. And this queen's awesome. She's a monster. All right, they're drawing this frame out. They got this drawn out pretty good. They even got a little bit drawn out on that side. All right, so top box looking pretty awesome, pretty promising. And I'm getting hungry. I'll be ready for some late breakfast when I get inside. All right. Let's take a look at the bottom brood box. Hopefully you can still see that. Quite a few bees in here. I moved a lot of empty frames in there. There are 3 hive beetles. 3 stupid hive beetles. All right. Let's see what the bottom box looks like, shall we? All right. I'll go ahead and move this one out. I won't tilt it. Feels really light, so there shouldn't be much on there. Here is an empty frame. Empty frame. Let's see if they're working the inside of it. And they are. They are indeed. So they're working that wax. Queen can certainly start laying in here. She hasn't yet, but she certainly can. Good job, girls. Real good job. All right. Here we go. We got brood, we got pollen. A lot of brood, a lot of pollen. This side's got emerging brood. Want to check to see if it's backfilled. But so far, I got to tell you, it looks promising. And I see eggs. I see eggs. Yep. I see eggs. This queen seems to have been bred very well. This frame's heavy. All right, look at all the pollen. A lot of brood. Ton of pollen. Up there's the queen. Found her. Can you see her? She's about in the top third, right in the middle. Working her way across. Let's watch her for a minute. It's a pretty light queen. Not too terribly long, not too terribly fat. There's not many cells on here for you to lay in. You got to get to a different frame. It's filled with pollen. That frame is filled with pollen. Goodness gracious. Maybe that's why they're not eating the pollen patty that I gave them, because they got plenty in here. So I won't put more on there. All right, this frame's heavy too. All right. It's got some old brood and some new brood. Some darker up there and some lighter down there. Same with this side. It's all backfilled. I see white larvae, milky larvae, all backfilled in there. Looks like same with this side. Yeah. Yeah. She's doing great. This hive is popping. Oh, this frame is heavy. All right, look at that. Honey, pollen, and brood. I mean, that's pretty textbook. That is a textbook honeybee frame, I think. Same with that side. Looks great. All right, this outside frame looks filled with pollen. Plenty of places for her to lay if she wants to. All right, she's doing great. She's doing phenomenal. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one back together. I'm gonna put some feed in the top feeder. I'm gonna give them They have a decent amount of honey stores in here. So that's good news. I don't think I'm going to put a pollen patty on here because I don't like that they had larvae in them. But I'll do that off camera, and I will meet you at the OG hive. Like I said, I'm not going to get into this hive because I don't even want to disrupt. I know what's going on in there, and I don't even want to disturb them at all. So let's put this second deep back on. All right, we'll get these frames centered just a little bit. All right, and this box is I think is the KK box, the Kinsley K box, or is this the Rucker James box? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But thank you, KK, and thank you, Rucker, for painting a couple boxes for me. I appreciate it. All right. I'm going to button her up. All right, until next time, I'm Greg with Liberty Figs and Apiary. Take care.